Last night, to coincide more or less with Halloween, I had the distinct pleasure of watching the original Wicker Man with my parents, and was mightily impressed by this eerie psychological classic. The film's many evocative scenes, informed by pre-Christian symbolism, conjure a vibrant, mesmerizing world clashing with the dogma of Sergeant Neil Howie, played by Edward Woodward. Howie is seen visibly cracking under the temptations of Summerisle, and his outrage over their pagan customs is handled impeccably by Woodward. The town of Summerisle appears wholesome, if somewhat strange, but the queer hostility of the townsfolk contributes to a palpable sense of tension. This mood allows for duplicitous characters and a steady plot that keeps you guessing. The Wicker Man rarely takes sides, as less adventurous films are prone to do, and gives you just enough hints for you to be suspicious. The iconic conclusion, I should add, is etched into the minds of every film buff, but the motives behind it are genuinely surprising. The Wicker Man attempts to integrate horror with two other genres, thriller and musical, of which the last, due to a couple of contrived songs, may not have been as effective. All in all, The Wicker Man is an excellent, gripping horror piece, and one of Christopher Lee's most entertaining acts to date. But I have spotted a couple of slight plot holes that I would like to consider with you. Before I continue, be warned that you'll find heavy spoilers for the rest of this video. And I should also add that the rest of this video will be unscripted. One scene toward the middle of the film depicted Britt Ekland's character, the attractive daughter of the pub landlord, dancing behind a wall, essentially taunting Sergeant Howie, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, presumably in order to seduce him. Toward the end of the film, upon Howie's capture, Lord Summerisle, played by Christopher Lee, informs Howie and us that they need an adult virgin. They must sacrifice an adult virgin in order to, appease the gods. But had Britt Ekland's character gotten her way and successfully seduced Howie, then this man would have been useless as a sacrifice to the people of Summerisle. The other slight weakness of the film I noticed was in the backstory on the Summerisle community, supplied by the current Lord Summerisle himself. I felt as if, and said as much during the film, that The Wicker Man could easily have done without that backstory. During a meeting, Summerisle explains that his grandfather revived pagan customs within this island community as essentially a morale booster for the peasant workforce. If that's the case, then the ending, which consists of, a distinctly pagan ritual, as far removed from Christianity, normal Christianity as I think you can get, you can't quite take that ending as seriously as the film obviously wants you to, after Summerisle's backstory. So it's still the ending still has extraordinary impact, but the religion behind it, the beliefs fueling this act of barbarity, seem less genuine. Say, it's quite obvious that Summerisle is a pagan community with no lingering attachment to Christianity. It's quite up front with its exotic customs, but with this backstory, with the notion of paganism having been introduced by essentially a businessman as a tool to fulfill his agenda, it really renders the beliefs of Summerisle as well. It renders the community as less of a free-thinking utopia, in my mind, and more of a manufactured community. Say, and I do think that that acts to the detriment of the film's portrayal of paganism. Say, well, Lord Howe is quite a devout Christian. We see him saying his prayers, and of course, objecting to public mating rituals and so on the basis of his beliefs. But we don't see any justification of his beliefs, nor do we see any justification for the pagan townsfolk. But this backstory, revealing the paganism as introduced by Summerisle's grandfather, it really puts, I feel as if it puts the pagan township one step below Howie, in that, well, as I said, it makes their beliefs less genuine. Those are the two slight plot holes I picked up in the Wicker Man. Feel free to. Well, of course, I only saw it yesterday, so I don't know nearly as much about it as some of you might. If you could correct me on some of these, I'd be grateful. But thank you for watching. I had intended to post my Scary Stories submission, but things have been rather busy, and of course summer has hit us, so that's sapped a lot of my energy. So I'm hoping this Wicker Man review might be enough, unless you wouldn't mind a late submission. In any case, once again, thank you for watching, and happy Halloween!